If you're looking for the perfect blend of small town charm, walkable streets, and a ton of amenities, you're gonna love Longleaf.
Yeah, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about all things Longleaf, including the homes, the amenities, and the newest section of Longleaf just being built now.
But make sure to stay tuned towards the end because we're going to be going over some reasons why Longleaf may not be for everyone. But Longleaf will always hold a special place in our heart because this is actually where we bought our very first home together. And what drew us to Longleaf is really what still makes this neighborhood special today. It's a neo-traditional neighborhood, which means all the homes have large front porches. There's a ton of homes that have garages in the back that you access through an alleyway. And it just brings together neighbors to be a more connected community.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And that's one of the things that I love, and like one of my favorite memories about this was, it'll go with the con too. You kind of are right on top of each other, but that also brings in a close-knit community. You know, you have front porches, so a lot of people are hanging out there. Golf carts are very common, kids riding their bikes. And then what I remember about this neighborhood is before I was in the business, Jillian coming home after her first time showing in here and goes, I found where we're going to live. And then a couple years later, we ended up here. Now, along those same lines, I think Longleaf really does just nail the community aspect. I feel like when, we lived here and then now even with our kids, there's always something going on here. Like our sons both take swimming lessons here. There's either holiday celebrations, something with the school. Always feels like there's something going on and can really incorporate really anyone that lives here.
Yeah, and there's also a street in the back of the neighborhood that goes all out at Christmas time. It draws people from around the area to come enjoy the Christmas decorations. We still bring our boys here to enjoy it every year. Now, for those with young kids, you'll probably appreciate that Longleaf Elementary is located inside the community. This is a top-rated elementary school in the area, and it's really common to see residents riding their bikes, walking, or taking a golf cart ride to the school, which is something that we hear from buyers all the time, that they love the convenience and community of having the school in the neighborhood.
All right, let's now talk about all the Longleaf amenities, and it's quite a big list. So where we're at right now is kind of a mixture of like a community field in the middle, in the front of the neighborhood. You got a green field, you got playgrounds behind us, a heated pool, which is a big deal, like we talked about with our kids' swimming lessons. It makes things a lot easier, but it really is just so much. In addition to the school, there's sports courts, there's multiple open fields, you have a baseball field, you have walking trails, with also a really cool bridge that's kind of goes over, what would you call that? Like a
marsh.
A marshy type of area, just a really cool place to go hang out. You have multiple playgrounds. Then even downtown, you have some places to eat, including a pizzeria, ice cream, a coffee place, Havana Dreamers, which has been around for a long time. I just saw a salon open up, so a really cool amount of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then you also have Starkey Market across the street, which is a local staple. Everyone loves coming to Starkey Market to hang out. They offer fresh produce, drinks, food, and then there's also just a big open space for kids to run around and play. So it's a great place for not only adults to relax, but also for those kids to burn off some energy.
Also should mention that cycling and biking is a big deal around here. There is a 4.5 mile trail that can go up to Starkey Wilderness Park, and eventually, if you follow a little bit more of a trail, I think it's about 7 miles, you can reach the Suncoast Trail, which is 42 mile, super popular trail. And another cool thing driving through this area and living here is a lot of the cyclists will actually meet up here in the downtown, go chill at Havana Dreamers Cafe or even Starkey Market as just a good place to get community after a longer ride.
Now let's get into the housing here in Longleaf. We're gonna start in the original section and then we'll talk about the newer builds and the brand new section coming soon. So the original section was built like in the early 2000s to like the 2010s. And this is the traditional section of Longleaf where pretty much all of the homes have big front porches and a lot of the homes have garages in the back access via alleyway. And you'll find a mixture of homes here. You have villas, townhomes, and large single family homes and more modest single family homes. So it can fit all different types of lifestyles.
Yeah, so let's talk about the pricing on those. So townhomes in the area, and you'll see them mixed in, low 300s to high 300s typically. And then single family home, those we're gonna see a huge range. Anything this past year from about the high 300,000s up to some over $1 million.
Now, if you're looking for newer homes or more spacious homes, you'll want to check out the Woodlands at Longleaf. This is a separate gated community up the street, but still part of Longleaf. It was built by Homes by West Bay between 2018 and 2020, and the pricing here ranges from the 700,000s to well over $1 million.
Now, we should note, it is a very different feeling. Not only did she mention it's gated, but the homes and the lots are much larger. Now, with that gated comes a distinct difference between what we talked about at the beginning of the video, that Longleaf is super walkable, all these different events. That's not really what you find up there. You're really trading that lifestyle off for the bigger homes, newer, and just a completely different feel. So make sure you weigh the pros and the cons of which section you want to be in.
Now, this is where things get exciting. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Phase 4 section of Longleaf, which was about to start sales any day now. We're filming this in April of 2025. Now, this section is going to be more similar to the original section of Longleaf, so a more traditional feel. There's going to be 2 phases. So Phase 1 is the phase that's about to open, and overall it's supposed to be around 400 homes.
Yep, and the first builder we're going to talk about is Homes by West Bay, which is exciting because a lot of people love West Bay homes, like we saw just up the road. You know, a little bit more on the luxurious side. They're going to be offering 4 different floor plans, 2 to 5 bedrooms, 2 to 4 bathrooms, and square footage in between about 2,500 to 3,500 square feet.
And one key distinct difference between the 2 builders offering homes right now is Homes by West Bay offers 3-car tandem garages, where the next builder we're going to be talking about, DRB Homes, all of their homes are 2-car garages. And they're going to have 3 different floor plans to choose from. They're going to range from 3 to 5 bedrooms, 2.5 to 3.5 bathrooms, and 2,800 to over 3,000 square feet. Now, this is the first builder that has released pricing, and the only builder that's released pricing at this point. And as of now, pricing starts in the high 400s and goes to the mid 500s.
Now, before we close out the new section, let's talk about the amenities that it's going to bring. In addition to 400 houses, it is bringing new stuff to the whole community. I know a lot of people are super excited about the new pool with a covered cabana. There's going to be playgrounds, and then a new favorite I'm expecting is going to be a dog park.
Now that we've talked about everything we love about living in Longleaf, we're now going to go over some reasons why Longleaf may not be for you. The first con of Longleaf, in our opinion, is that a lot of the homes have small lot sizes. You actually kind of share your lot in some of the homes. Like the home we lived in, we could really only access the yard on the right side of our home, and it went all the way up to our neighbor's house. But on the left side of the home, it was our neighbor who had access to that side of the yard. It worked for us because we don't like lawn maintenance, but it may not work for everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you hear constantly is, just not enough yard room, maybe not enough room for a huge pool. So again, something to consider. Also to consider is the ages of the home, especially in the main section. We now know obviously Phase 4 is coming in, so they're gonna offer newer building and those type of things, but these other homes are early 2000s, and an early 2000s home, we were just talking about this last night, has a very different feeling than some of the new construction that you've seen on this channel in places like Astoria, Starkey Ranch, Bexley. Those are very different homes, but there's trade-offs, right? Charm of these type of homes and this type of, you know, grown in neighborhood with the tree-lined streets versus brand new construction. And then finally, and I think the new section is also gonna help this, but they're not exactly high-end amenities here. Like if you look at the pool, it's great and it's heated, but this isn't a resort style pool. This is a more traditional community type of pool. And even within the other amenities, like the baseball field, the courts, the trails, this has all been here for a while. So, you know, if you're looking for, you know, the newest hotel looking type of thing or something you saw in Starkey and Bexley, you might be a little bit let down. Well, thank you so much for watching this videos. We are realtors in this area and all over Tampa Bay. So if you have any questions on homes in the Tampa Bay area and anything to do with Longleaf, both new and older construction, we'd love to hear from you.
You can reach us at contact@jamisonteamtampabay.com. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.